Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Mahoney, Assistant Principal at Oakmont High School. On behalf of the Oakmont staff, I would like to welcome our Viking students, families, alumni, and guests to Oakmont High School's commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. We want to thank our seniors for their dedication to Oakmont and their participation in the filming of the ceremony. We also wish to thank all of our Oakmont staff who worked behind the scenes to make this a memorable ceremony. Thank you for joining us today. It truly is a great day to be a Viking. We hope the ceremony successfully displays the pride we have in our graduates, the staff, and the Oakmont community. Go Vikings!
Good afternoon. My name is Jewel Beasley. I am the Student Body Vice President. Will the audience please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Chesmore, and I am the senior class president. It is my pleasure to introduce Oakmont High School Band, directed by Mr. Paul Everts, performing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Thank you. You may take your seats. It is our honor at this time to recognize Member of the Board Trustees, Mrs. Julie Hirota, and Interim Superintendent, Mr. Jess Borhan. Thank you for joining our celebration this afternoon.
We would like to also thank and welcome all the Oakmont teachers for their time and dedication to the class of 2020.
At this time, we would like to recognize all students in the class of 2020 who have completed the A through G requirements. All students who have completed the A through G requirements will have a plus sign next to their name in your program.
We would now like to recognize all of our honored graduates of distinction and Lifetime California Scholarship Federation, CSF members. All CSF members are highlighted in your program with the C next to their name.
All international baccalaureate students are wearing a light blue tassel, and the diploma candidates are wearing white stoles. All IB diploma recipients are identified in the program with an IB after their name.
Next, we would like to recognize our graduates of distinction. Graduates wearing blue and silver cords represent the Oakmont Health Careers Academy. This group is a school within the school.
We would now like to recognize those students who have earned the Honored Student Government recognition. These students are wearing the silver stoles.
Now, we would like to recognize graduates who have completed a curricular emphasis in culinary, media, graphic design, and construction technology. They are wearing the navy blue, Columbia, and white cords.
At this time, we would like to recognize those students who have completed the requirements for the State Seal of Biliteracy. State Seal of Biliteracy recipients have an L next to their name in your program.
Next, we would like to acknowledge those students who have enlisted in the armed services for their country. Thank you for your service to our country.
Finally, alumni of Oakmont High School, thank you for participating in today's ceremony.
Whether you are a parent, family member, or friend, we want to thank you and welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020.
Now please give a warm welcome to our salutatorians. Petra Ewers and Kyle Huron will present their speech entitled The Old Normal.
Welcome to the Class of 2020 graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Class of 2020, we would like to thank the Oakmont High School administration and staff who have enabled us to create a ceremony that is as close to tradition as possible, while maintaining the safety of everyone involved. Thank you also to our parents and guardians who have supported us for the last 18 years. And thank you to the teachers, counselors, and campus monitors here at Oakmont for being friends, confidants, and advocates while we experience the highs and lows of growing up.
Our generation is the first generation to have grown up immersed in technology for our entire lives. This technological revolution that we have grown up in has inevitably spilled over into the classroom. This integration was started by the phasing out of overhead projectors for new digital projectors and smartboards. Our teachers were able to begin introducing us to a variety of resources and materials that had been absent from the classroom previously. We began to see the implications of the subjects we were learning in real time, rather than through a history textbook. As we learned the basics of government in 8th grade, we were able to watch those processes firsthand as our teachers and educators gained access within the classroom to the discussions of Congress and the California legislature through broadcasts and recordings. In freshman year, our school brought in Chromebook carts for the teachers, and most of us gained technological autonomy through phones and laptops of our own. We began to be able to form our own opinions based on what media we chose to view, and our personalities and presence online began to grow dramatically. With this came an influx of stressors we have never seen before, as we felt the need to maintain an image of ourselves that matched that of those we saw online. As we saw more and more of a new online world, our expectations for ourselves and that world grew. We saw ways of connecting to and learning from others that had never been seen before, but we also began to compare ourselves to others in ways that had never been possible until now. Some of the lessons we've learned have been painful, but for the most part, these changes have been a step forward in how we can be taught and how we can teach ourselves. As students, we have better and more free access to research and information than ever before. And in the midst of a global pandemic, the technologies that we have surrounded ourselves with have been the saving grace of our generation's sanity and friendships, providing us with much-needed contact in our time of isolation.
How we have engaged with others over the past few years has helped define who we are today. For me, that meant reconnecting with friends I hadn't spoken to since middle school. Following our promotion, many of us lost contact with some of our closest friends due to high school selection, and it wasn't until recently that I reconnected with some. Through education and personal experiences, we have all grown over these past 4 years. I am not alone when I say that I am not the same student, person, or friend that I was all those years ago. But despite our own changes, reconnecting with an old friend group has shown me that the connections we have recently built can last. With them, we may overcome any obstacle that we face moving forward. Whether we are faced with minor annoyances or something as crucial as this pandemic, we will use these connections to work together, grow stronger, and defeat that which separates us from our goals and passions.
In junior year, I missed almost 2 months of school due to a concussion. Because of the loss of time, I was forced to drop IB diploma and started taking AP classes instead. In my AP classes, I gained a lot of friends and reconnected with others, but it still felt like I had abandoned some of the people who I was closest with by leaving IB. I felt like I was growing distant from the friends I had made in my IB classes. Instead of being in every class together, we would only see each other in passing. So it felt like the relationships I had developed were quickly fading because of the decisions I had made. This changed when I returned for IB Physics in the spring of this year. I found that I could pick up right where I left off with those who continued on through IB. In my own mind, I had created a situation where my friendships were so fragile that because I was taking different classes, we would not have the same dynamic as we did before. I should have had more faith in myself and in my friends. Just because we didn't talk face to face or even talk much on social media didn't mean we couldn't have the same connection that we had before. That experience feels more relevant now than ever before. At a time when we can't physically see our friends, I have faith that our relationships will persist no matter the circumstances. Congratulations to the class of 2020, and I hope we'll get to celebrate together soon.
It is my pleasure to introduce the Oakmont High School Band performing A Quiet Music by Douglas Wagner.
At this time, we would like to introduce Oakmont Principal Mr. Rob Hasty, presenting his speech entitled Transitions.
Class of 2020, what a year. So many different ways to start my speech today. The 2019-2020 school year has been littered with incredible stories. Stories right here at home, here at Oakmont High School. Stories that all of you wrote and lived over the course of this past year. For example, 53% of you have earned a 3.0 GPA or higher. 87 of you have a 4.0 GPA or higher. 70% of you have completed the A to G requirements. This class has taken over 2,000 AP and IB exams, and you guys have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships. This class is loaded with talented leaders like Kayla Chesmore and Angel Alonzo, athletes like Andrew Dutro and Jaden Bourne, dancers like Ariana Roth and Joshua Vinji and Maria Fashion, musicians like John Sandwell and Kyle Taft. Then there are just all-around great human hearts like Ben Murphy and Mildred Hernandez-Gonzalez. And I could go on and on about each and every one of the seniors represented in the class of 2020. As I prepared my speech today, I ran across an article about the difference between change and transition. You may be thinking, what the heck is the difference? Well, change is situational and it happens to people. It can happen fast and catch us off guard. For instance, who would ever have predicted that we would be quarantined to our homes, that schools would be closed, that economies across the globe would be shut down, and most importantly, that thousands of loved ones would have been lost to a global pandemic? Transitions, on the other hand, happen slowly. They're psychological and they happen inside people's minds when they're presented with change. Transitions happen in 3 phases as people gradually accept the details of the new situation and the change that comes with it. For instance, you're all transitioning from high school into college, a trade, the military, or a career. During the first phase, or what they refer to as the ending phase of a transition process, people find the need to let go of what were normal, predictable, and comfortable environments. You know, getting up 5 minutes before you needed to be at school, rushing out of the house, racing to school, of course stopping to get Starbucks or Dutch Bros, because with 5 minutes you obviously have plenty of time to get a coffee and still make it to school in plenty of time. The first phase can cause denial, anxiety, shock, confusion, uncertainty, and even sadness. You see, it's at this point that you're realizing you have to let go of who you were. You know, this cool senior who had everything under control. You had a routine. You had the comfort of lifelong friends, teachers that you knew, the comfort and the safety of home. And you knew what to expect each day here at Oakmont High School. You had it all under control. As you enter the next phase of the transition process, the neutral zone, it's kind of like a no man's land, where you're not who you were and you're not yet who you will be. This time is filled with fear, frustration, isolation, some optimism, and some skepticism. It's kind of like being a trapeze artist at a circus. You're out there in the air between letting go of the first trapeze and just before grabbing the next. You're out there in the air hoping that you'll be able to land the move. Or maybe it's like Linus from Charlie Brown when his blanket's in the dryer. There's nothing for you to hold on to. In the final stage, new beginnings, you begin to identify with the new ways, the new you. You're fully committed to and are actively participating in the new phases of the process, the new phase in life. You're all filled with enthusiasm, trust, excitement, and acceptance. You're gaining confidence in your new reality, your new life. Seniors, this transition that you're all going through is like a caterpillar transitioning into a chrysalis and then into a beautiful butterfly. You see, transitions develop us, they shape us, and they prepare us for the unpredictability of an uncertain world. So my encouragement is to embrace the transition, embrace the process, because at the end of it, you will come out of this transition and other ones throughout your life and take your place as beautiful, unique, special individuals who magnificently brighten our world. Seniors, as you go out into the world, remember the beauty and the uniqueness that you bring to this world. We need each of you in our world. After all, each of you have a purpose. While you may be uncertain of the purpose right now, if you allow the transition to unfold, if you trust the transition, everything will become clear. Always know this, that each of you are a special gift to your family, your friends, strangers on the street, and those of us lucky enough to watch you spread your wings and fly. Seniors, as has become an Oakmont tradition, I will not be saying goodbye to you today, as I know our paths will cross again. But instead, I'll be saying I wish you enough. I wish you enough sun to keep your attitude bright, no matter how gray the sky may appear. I wish you enough rain to appreciate the sun even more. I wish you enough happiness to keep your spirits alive and everlasting. I wish you enough pain so that even the smallest of joys in your life may appear bigger. I wish you enough gain to satisfy your wanting. I wish you enough loss to appreciate all that you possess. I wish you enough hellos to get you through the final goodbye. Seniors, they say it takes a minute to find a special person, an hour to appreciate them, a day to love them, but an entire lifetime to forget them. Class of 2020, you will not soon be forgotten, and you will always have a home here at Oakmont High School. So as you move on from high school, spread your wings, take flight, and let the beauty of your uniqueness shine in a world that needs it more now than ever before. And as always, remember that we wish you enough. Congratulations to the graduating seniors of the class of 2020.
You were once my one companion. You were all that mattered. You were once a friend and father. Then my world was shattered. Wishing you were somehow here again. Wishing you were somehow near. Sometimes it seems if I just dream, somehow you want me here. Wishing I could hear your voice again, knowing that I never would. Dreaming of you won't help me to do all that you dream I could. Passing bells and sculpted angels, bold and monumental. We pull you the wrong companions. You were warm and gentle. Too many years fighting back tears. Why can't the past just die? Wishing you were somehow here again.
Please welcome our valedictorian, Matthew Gimmer, to present his speech entitled The New Normal.
Hey, my name is Matthew Gimmer. To begin with, I'd like to thank all the teachers, staff, parents, and guardians, first for supporting us these 4 years of high school and giving us the opportunity to have a successful future, and secondly, to all the parents who supported us through these years and had to suffer being around us all the time during quarantine. Speaking here is a strange and unique opportunity where I say something inspiring to all of you while staring at Mr. Boren. But we are still graduating together, and that's something to be proud of. We have finished this last quarter of high school despite both remote learning and senioritis. Yet, we are able to overcome these, and look where we are now. Well, maybe not the senioritis part. I know some of you were watching YouTube on another tab instead of listening to the Zoom call. I must admit, I'm guilty of that too. Some of you might be doing that right now. But seriously, every single one of you has worked incredibly hard to have the opportunity to walk across the stage. This might not be the graduation we pictured in our minds when we walked on campus freshman year, but is definitely unique, and no other year can say that they had a graduation quite like ours. We can remember this graduation as something special, the first virtual graduation. And just because we can't graduate in person does not take away the accomplishments we worked so hard for. This pandemic is changing the way the world is running, and it's hard for us to understand what will happen next. I'm not a fortune teller, so I'm not qualified to tell you what I think will happen. However, I know that each of you will use the skills you have learned here at Oakmont to do something amazing. This pandemic has changed the world for the worse. Now it's our turn to change it for the better. It's our duty to take what we have learned these past 4 years and use them to provide for our families, to serve and protect our country, or to continue our education even further. Here at Oakmont, some of us had amazing years of success and fun memories that we wish to save forever. Keep up that momentum and don't let anything keep you from pursuing your goals. Some of you might not have had the best time at Oakmont, and the cancellation of senior activities was another painful blow. We hate to see our normal routines changing because we have expectations and ideas of ourselves that box us in. But we don't have to do that to ourselves. We can think more optimistically. There are posters all over Oakmont that outline the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. After years of daydreaming, letting my mind wander towards the blue figure watering his head and the solemn green figure, I believe I finally understand what possessing a growth mindset means. Keeping a growth mindset means not just to overcome a problem, but to learn from it and prepare yourself for the future. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of using quotes from an old dead guy in a speech. However, when I was writing this speech last minute, this quote from my favorite old dead guy, Stephen Hawking, really stuck with me. However difficult life may seem, there's always something you can do and succeed at. I want all of you to pay attention to the issues of the world, but don't let them consume you. The last 4 years have been a stepping stone to your future, and now it's up to you to take the leap of faith forward and pursue your goals. Seize every opportunity available to you now, those small changes you have the power to make, and go out into the world and succeed, while social distancing, of course. Thank you, and always remember, it's a great day to be a Viking.
Now presenting the teacher goodbye speech, Mr. Ryan Henry, with his speech, Who Would Have Thought?
Parents, fellow staff, esteemed guests, and most importantly, the class of 2020, I would first like to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak at your graduation. I don't really have a lot of time, so let's get started. So many times in our lives, we think we have everything laid out perfectly and everything is going exactly how we have it planned. Then, in what often seems like out of nowhere, the wheels fall off and everything seems to go south. This is what you call an obstacle, my friends, or as it is more commonly referred to in adult land as life. Sometimes things go exactly how you have it planned, and other times it seems like you can't get anything right. Country music singer Thomas Rhett says it best in his song Life Changes when he says, "You never know what's going to happen. You make your plans, and then you hear God laughing." It's exactly kind of what's happening right now. For many of you, you've been waiting for the final 3 months of your senior year to experience all that it entails. However, the universe had other plans for you, along with every other senior graduating in the class of 2020. We are in a time unlike anything we have experienced in modern history. Some people say that we are experiencing a bump in the road, while others would say it's more like a giant sequoia laying across a one-lane road. Either way you look at it, this is a life-changing moment. So my question to you is, how are you going to face this obstacle? Some of you have been blessed with the ability to go with the flow in really any situation. Some of you come up with an alternate plan, and then 2 more plans to your alternate plan, and so on and so forth. Some of you may not know what to do and may get a little bit stuck. That's okay. No matter what path you are on, remember, you are in control of it. Nelson Mandela once said, "I am the master of my fate and the captain of my destiny." I chose the Nelson Mandela quote for 2 reasons. 1, sounds good and it makes me look smart. And 2nd, I truly believe in what he is saying. So many times in life, we let the little things derail us off our course. We have a hard time finding our way back. We tend to focus too much on what other people think and what other people perceive to be true about us. If you know anything about me or who I am as a person, you know that I don't really care about what other people think about me. This way of thinking is something I have always tried to teach my students. It's the belief that you are in control of your emotions and how you react to what people say. I've used an analogy for my students to help them try and deal with what people say or perceive about them. Imagine that you were in the middle of a giant square with the walls that stretch as high as the sky, and you can't see through them or over them. Everything inside that square, you are in control of. How you act, what you say, who you interact with, how you choose to respond in certain situations. On the other side of that square is another giant square with walls of the same height. In that outside square, this is how everyone looks at you. Everyone judges you, believes to be true about you, and perceives you. Oftentimes, everything being said about you in that outside circle is completely false, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's exactly my point. You can't do anything about it. There's nothing you can say or do to change those people's minds. You will drive yourself absolutely mad trying to change them. So why spend so much time and energy in trying to change someone's opinion of you if there's nothing you can do to change it? If I had spent my entire life focusing on how people thought I should act or what I should say or how I should teach or how I should parent, I wouldn't be the person you see standing in front of you right now. Focus on yourself and all the things that you can control, because at the end of the day, you're really the only person that knows what's best for you and what is going to make you the happiest. Even if it doesn't happen, you'll at least be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with the reflection you see staring back at you. Remember one thing moving forward in life and the path that you choose. You can fail at what you don't want, so why not take a chance at doing what you love? Class of 2020, congratulations and thank you.
At this time, we would like to introduce our 4 Oakmont teachers who will be reading the names of our graduates this afternoon. Mr. Tad Jinguchi, Mr. Rick Campbell, Mrs. Kim Carroll, and Mrs. Juliana Carlson. The staff have devoted many hours to the academic achievement of their seniors. Their inclusion here this afternoon is in recognition of their contributions to each of the graduate successes.
Matthew Gimmer, Petra Ewers, Kyle Heron, Simon Abbott, Josephine Achobenici, Juliet Adams, Draven Adiego, Alexander Adele, Cy Aguilar, Alexander Alba, Angel Alonzo, Danya Algalani, Samantha Alway, Syed Absar, Raina Amundsen. Alyssa Andrus. Emily Anheuser. Claire Arnold. Emily Ross Aureola. Miguel Aureola. Dylan Anderson. Allison Atterbury. Siana Avalos. Ahmad Awad. Fiona Ayala. Harjan Baines. Ariel Amagus. Isabel Bear. Lauren Asuncion. David Ballesteros. Christian Barajas. Giovanni Barrias. Justin Barker. Abigail Barnabas. Sarah Barton. Gianni Baum. Dane Beasley. Braden Bobier. Conwar Bajwa. Bakhtalat Bedolatov. Nicholas Barber. Jewel Beasley. Marissa Bella. Kyle Bennett. Zachary Bergstrom. Carson Blatnick. Savannah Bodwell. Jaden Boren. Vanessa Borges. Joey Boston. Ravika Brar. Kiva Reddick. Haley Bridges. Samantha Brown. Sydney Borja. Madison Browning. Harun Bunger. Corinne Bergraff. Justin Kamoff. Kailani Campbell. Sarah Candarelli. Tasai Kanalau. Zachary Carlson. Nathan Carter. Antonio Castaneda. Thomas Carroll. Fatima Camacho. Julian Chang. Kayla Chesmore. Brian Cordial. William Clark. Mackenzie Cohen. Noah Collins. Kyle Combest. Cody Conduff. Tara Cormier. Brendan Corpus. Malia Costas. Audrey Cottrell. Dustin Cropper. Miranda Cross. Mac Cusinelli. Christy Dye. Reagan Danielson. Joseph Day. Devin Dedinas. Deepa Devi. Autumn DeVisser. Kimmy Dillon. Beatrice Deloso. Emily DeHaro. Claire Dixon. Jack Donnelly. Riley Duncan. Olivia Durans. Andrew Dutrow. Cheyenne Adams. Corey Whitley. Audrey Wall.
Joseph Echeveste. Isabella Edwards. Erica Agova. Khadija Ijaz. Alexandra Ellis Buns. Ren Emmanuel Anabe. Joe Esparza. Evelyn Espinoza. Serenity Esquivel. Anne Estreba. Maria Fashion. Jager Fazekas. Mohammed Farhat. Brandon Flood. Marissa Flores. Simon Forrest. Dylan Franco. Eleanor Freeman. Ethan Fritsch. Nicole Furkovich. Brandon Frost. Marie Gagnon. Austin Gardner. Jordan Garibay Lopez. Austin Gaduchik. Justin Gaduchik. Sarah Geistert. Juliana Germano. Sophia Gibson. Preet Gill. Alberto Gomez. Simon Gomez. Timothy Gomez. Fatima Gomez Rios. Pete Gonzalez. Yulisa Gonzalez. William Grattendick. Sherwin Castillo. Haley Graves. Sienna Groves. Mackenzie Gruzas. Paloma Gudino. Choi Jumps John Gerbazar. Linnea Haggerty. Victoria Hare. Abigail Hamilton. Owen Hannah. Timothy Harrison. Madison Hasegawa. Jennifer Hout. Abigail Hayworth. Kaylin Hazen. Haley Herman. Cynthia Hernandez. Mildred Hernandez Gonzalez. Jordan Hicks. Jillian Hidalgo. Bailey Hintz. Jada Holmes. Liam Hopper. Camille Hoskins. Michelle Shu. Kayla Hugits. Isaiah Hampton. Sydney Harrison. Logan Hughes. Fernando Huizar. Matthew Hutchison. Leon Hutchinson. Jaden Ipima. Laura Ivy. Detra Jackson. Caden James. McKenna Jensen. Caitlin Jones. Logan Jones. Rashana Janalagata. Kehan Kalali. Ethan Karmelinski. Anna Kazakevich. Cambria Kersey. Savannah Kirk. Gabriel Kniebel. Allison Kong. Matthew Cordy. Angelica Kramarenko. Jared Kuhn. Landon Kunis. Yana Labordo. Julianne Lalog. Julia Lang. Dana Lassiri. Mackenzie Larson. Jamie Lau. Vanessa Lasarica. Hannah Lawrence. Harsh Lakhani. Jonathan Calixto Pasquale.
Philip Lay. Vincent Lee. Nathan Leatherman. Sean Leatherman. Ryan Lee. Trenton Leland. Eli Lennett. Julian Love Lewis. Mason Lewis. Ulysses Linder. Dawson Lindstrom. Eliza Lips. Charlize Lewyan. Kaylee Lazaro. Lennon Lonapen. Benjamin Longacre. Jack Longacre. Brenda Lopez. Rihanna Lopez. Alyssa Mahoney. Ruben Maldonado. Arjun Mann. Kaylee Mann. Samuel Marchetti. David Marquez. Vincent Marquez. Natalie Mason. Madison McClure. Nathan McCord. Darren McGrain. Jessica McPeak. Anand Meprla. Benjamin Merritt. Elizabeth Merriman. Josue Michao. Mason Mignot. Adeline Miranda. Moises Martinez. Madison Martinez. Kylie Miller. Alexi Medina. Jabulo Makise. Adelaide Magambi. Fatma Muhammad. Mercer Monroe. Natalie Montgomery. Noah Moon. Julian Morgan. Cassandra Morris. McKenna Moser. Madeline Moostris. Tyler Molinax. Benjamin Murphy. Madeline Rose Murphy. Madeline Sue Murphy. Aziza Mirzasheva. Ashley Mutka. Christian Myberg. Jacques Myberg. Pow Pow Nachor. Jacob Neiman. Timothy Nichols. Kosisochi Naji. Lana Noval. Lauren Oberg. Kyle Obian. John Motter. Matthew Nerona. Katie Nunez. Stephen Ocampo. McKenna Ogles. Gabriel Olalde. Owen Olson. Andrew Paulini. Christian Parker. Daniel Parkinson. Casey Patty. Colleen Peralta. Chenille Pereira. Kai Peterson. Renisha Peterson. Nguyen Pham. Quincy Pham. Hunter Phillips. Emmy Pierce. Kiana Pine. Andrew Pinion. Andrew Pazana Palacios. Matthew Pullis. Courtney Powers. Jacob Prater. Robin Price. Mia Primavera. Anel Ramirez. Marcos Ramirez. Hannah Harkos. Trinity Embry. Sophia Pipemeyer. Kobe Shioya. Montserrat Ramos González. Ana Renario. Joseph Ravanelli. Joanna Raigosa. Alyssa Renard. Alyssa Reyes. Jordan Reynolds. Angel Raimondo. Jesús Rivera Hernández. Caitlin Robinson. Emily Rojas. Isaac Rodriguez Fajardo. Kane Roscoe. Ariana Roth. Grace Rudnicki. Diego Ruiz Navarro. Christian Sabanel. Spencer Say. Juliet Salinas. Jamie Salisbury. Aliana Salva. Megan Samadian. Caitlin Sampong. Anthony Sanchez. Yesenia Sandoval. Logan Roden. Jonathan Sandwell. Tanner Schaefer. Tara Schaefer. Taylor Schaefer. Sage Scott. Andrea Seljak. Viraj Shah. Andrew Shaw. Caitlin Schilling. Roman Schmatt. Darina Silchuk. Carly Silver. Haley Sims. Austin Sanders. Claire Skidarelic. Grace Smith. Nicholas Snyder. Serena Spirito. Trenton Spiegel. Ethan Splon. Nimrat Strun. Justin Steed. Ethan Stone. Justin Strever. Kyle Taff. Sonali Tundell. Dania Siuri. Sofia Sokolova. Tulsi Tundell. Mary Teliano. Blake Terry. Shannon Dinoco Siranua. Jose Torres. Cameron Townsend. Victoria Traina. Gabriela Trujillo. Courtney Tucker. Marilyn Tuttle. Alexandria Tweed. Dominic Valentine. Jaylene Talampas. Hannah Van Meter. Aubrey Van Norman. Kyle Van de Grift. Jacob Van der Veen. Gustavo Vargas. Madison Vasquez. Madison Veneri. Anthony Verba. Kaylee Verdugo. Oscar Verduzco. Ricardo Villa. Jesser Villamor. Olivia Villani. Joshua Finji. Allison Bevilacqua. Jack Von Quilk. Samuel Wagner. Alec Welke. Dylan Walker. Joshua Walentine. Bryson Ward. Kate Wassam. Kate Watanabe. Holly Watson. Pippa Weber. Kyle Weiskopf. Sasha White. Louis Valdez. Madeline Wood. Isla Woodard. Sydney Wright. Tyler Bartz. Harrison Edgley. Dylan Martson. Nathan Pinluck. Lane Castro. Sahaj Pada. Kiana Prout. Artem Shurka. Sierra Holman. Alexander Sasso. Sahib Claire.
Evelina Balbanova. Benjamin Bateman. Nadeja Brandusa. Gage Carter. Hayden Costa. Germano Di Lorenzo. Madeline Garden. Gustavo Garbaldo. Benjamin Gonzalez. Javier Gonzalez. Dylan Horn. Samuel Kays. Diana Kravitz. Charles Lai. Destiny Laval. Jian Lee. Desiree May. Gabriel McGarvey. Brennan Morrow. Lily Nguyen. Kevin Ogbona. Crystal Olgario. Taylor Parker. AJ Paul. Timothy Perovatov. Bronson Phillips. Dinah Roma. Taylor Root. Dylan Samuelson. Diego Spangler. Hermela Tefera. Heather Upton. Andrew Wenzel. Stephen Wilcox. Mark Hummel.
Mrs. Hirota, on behalf of the faculty and staff, I certify that these students have met all of the requirements of the state of California and the Roseville Joint Union High School District. It's my pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2020.
Class of 2020, you're to be commended for your hard work, passion, and commitment to a job well done. Your dedication over the past 4 years are the building blocks to the success you'll enjoy as each of you begin your next phase of amazing lives. As a member of the Board of Trustees for the Roseville Joint Union High School District, I want to be the first to commend and congratulate every one of you. We're so very proud of each and every one of you, and you've done a wonderful job. Mr. Hasty, faculty, staff, parents, and members of the Oakmont community, it is my pleasure to accept the class of 2020 on the behalf of the board members of the Roseville Joint Union High School District.
Graduates, please move your tassels from right to left. Graduates, on behalf of the Roseville Joint Union High School District and the faculty and staff at Oakmont High School, congratulations. We wish you the very best.